What's up guys, ColbyCheeZe here with OnRPG.com, and I've got a really cool game for you guys today. It's called Brawl Busters, and I got a chance to go with the OnRPG team and do a little bit of behind the scenes before the game was released and play this with everybody, and man, this is such a cool game. So let me give you a quick review of everything that you can do and what you can expect if you were to pick it up. When you first take a look at the game, it's probably going to remind you of something like TF2 in the art style with the more cartoony looking characters, and it is similar as well, but definitely a lot different at the same time. The actual gameplay is very simple. It's very basic. You have a left click, a right click, and then an ability that will trigger if you both use the left and the right click at the same time. Okay, so your left click on your characters is generally going to be your close range attack, and it's going to be the one that will combo up better. Now your right click is usually going to be your long range attack or more of your utility based attack, while your charge up ability, which is when you push left and right click at the same time, is going to unleash some kind of like special ability. So for example, if you're playing the slugger, you're going to hit this big homing ball, or if you're playing the firefighter, you're going to put up the shield. So there's a little bit of different variation depending on who you're playing. Now, the only thing is when you use your left and right click together, it does take a while to charge it up, and if you get hit, it'll stop that animation. So you have to kind of juke around and try and get those abilities off. Alright, there's some more stuff in there as well. So let's say you actually are running around and you find like a table and chairs. You can go beat up those table and chairs, and you'll get these items that you can use. And you can hold up to 2 items at a time. The items you can get are like a bomb, which will, if you push E, you'll hit everyone around you. It'll do some damage. There's also a poison bomb, which will do like a ticking damage and add to your combo. There's some goo, which will lock down enemies into place. This is good if you're trying to escape, or if you're a melee and you just want to hold them in place while you beat them up. You can also get a box, which it'll put a box over people's heads and they can no longer attack for a short amount of time. You can get a chameleon, and this one makes you look like you're kind of invisible, kind of like you're the predator or something, you know. And then you can get a phone, which will actually teleport you back to a phone booth. So with Brawl Busters, you actually are going to be playing one of 5 different classes. Those being the slugger, the boxer, the rocker, the firefighter, and the blitzer. If you die within a match, you'll actually be able to choose another class. So you're not locked into playing one the entire time that you're playing. That gives you a little bit of variation whenever you're in a deathmatch and you want to switch things up. But anyways, let's just talk about some of the different game modes that you'll find in the game. Of course, you've got your standard deathmatch. All of the actual game types are team-based, so there are not going to be any, free-for-all or anything like that. But you will have the standard deathmatch mode. Whoever gets the most kills wins. They also have another one that's pretty cool, and this one is called Glow, which in this game mode, every character starts off with a set amount of glow. What happens is when you kill one of the enemies with glow, you'll take their glow, and the objective of the game is to essentially collect all of the glow from the enemy team. So you may kill like 1 or 2 of their people and you may have all that glow, but if one of them kills you, they now have all that glow. So it just keeps going back and forth until the last person is able to collect all of the glow. So that's kind of cool, really interesting game mode there, and adds a little bit of extra, hey, kill the VIP type of action to the game, where the person, later on, once you get a bunch of glow, if you just killed like 2 or 3 people, you want to try and like run away and they're all going to focus you down, and you always want to make sure you're killing the person with the glow and not just killing random people that don't have any glow. So that's kind of cool. The last mode that you can play right now is called Zombie Survival, and this one's kind of interesting. You just get big hordes of zombies that keep coming after you, and you have to destroy all of those zombies on each level, and you can go up to 5 rounds. I think you have to survive 5 rounds, so that's kind of neat. Honestly, for the zombie mode, I would have a lot more fun in this. However, since it only goes up to 5 rounds, it's not that challenging. You can beat it with just 2 people, and the firefighter is actually really kind of OP in this mode. You just sit back and shoot them, and it does AoE, so it's kind of give or take. But the game is actually a whole lot of fun when you play deathmatch or the glow mode with a bunch of friends, 4-on-4. There's so much action going on with the different characters running around. So let's go into some of the other things with the maps. You can get into the game, and there's various maps you can go into. but there's some actual elements of the maps that's going to help you out when you're playing. So there is actually there's a vendor booth thing, and if you attack it a certain amount of times, it'll give your entire team a boost of some sort, like a defense up or health regen or a speed boost, something like that. Of course, while you're attacking it, of course, you're going to be vulnerable, so everyone's going to kind of rush to that and get that so that it will help their team out. Also, there's some other things such as little gas cans or exploding barrels, and if you blow those up, it'll do damage to anyone that's close by, so you can kind of use those to help yourself out. Another cool thing is there are always 2 phone booths in each level, and if you run into the phone booth, it'll actually teleport you to the other phone booth, and then it'll break that phone booth, so if you're trying to run away from somebody at low health, they cannot actually continue chasing you through there, and you know, of course, it'll cool down and it'll reset itself later on. And then throughout the level, there are these hydrants that you can, if you attack the hydrant, it'll boom, shoot you up to the top of a building. So you can like run up, jump on top of buildings, and if you're one of the long range classes, you can kind of attack people from up there, or you can just kind of just use the hydrants to jump up and down and try and juke people. There's a whole lot of really cool stuff you can do. So the game's really fast action, you know, fast paced, really cool stuff. It's really not that hard at all to get yourself accustomed to the game. There's several different single player missions to kind of take you through all of the basics, which I've kind of already discussed. There's also a couple of other things such as, you know, juking. You can hold down shift and then go to your left or your right and you'll juke, and then if you attack afterwards, it's kind of like a counter attack. So some characters can use those in different ways. Also, each character plays in their own unique sort of way. So there's a couple of single player tutorials where you actually have to do something specific to that character, such as for the firefighter, you have zombies coming up on both sides of a ramp and you have to push them off of the ramp and just basically defend this one area. So you'll put up a wall on one side so the zombies can't get through, and then you'll shoot down the other guys and snipe them down. So it's pretty cool to kind of get used to your characters. Also, there's a lot of customization that you can do with the game also. There's actually an in-game store that you'll actually win games by doing missions in the single player and doing other things like that. But you can also buy items that will outfit your character, make them look different. You can change yourself to like a big fat guy or a little skinny girl, and you can put yourself like funny eyeballs on or just change your clothes around. So there's a whole lot of really cool stuff in that regards that you can do within the store, so you can customize each little character and have them do whatever you'd like. I didn't get a chance to try it out, but there are actually some things you can buy in the store that will actually change up the ability set for your character, and I don't know if it necessarily makes it any stronger or weaker, but it'll basically, instead of doing, you know, maybe like a long range ball attack, it'll do some kind of other thing instead. I don't really know. Again, I didn't get a chance to test that out, but they are going to have some other stuff later on that you can get that will let you change up kind of how your character works. So there's going to be a little bit more going on in the game as they start to release it and get some of this stuff out. So that's pretty cool. Finally, I just want to kind of talk about each class really quick. Whenever you look at the slugger, this is going to be your long, sort of, you know, medium to long range class. And essentially, every time you right click, you're going to shoot out these 3 baseballs and they home on to your enemies. So it's easy for you to hit people, but they're not going to be the best damage, and it's a little bit slower. And her combo is only 2 hits long. So you will, if you left click, you'll hit them once and then hit them again up in the air. And her special ability allows her to actually boom, hit this really big baseball that also homes on, but it does good AoE damage and hits for quite a bit of damage also. And then the boxer class is more of your, hey, I'm going to juke around and dodge you and then get up in your face and beat you up type of class. So he runs really fast. If you are actually sprinting, then you'll run really fast. I think you're like the fastest class in the game. And then this class can also double jump, and then as your right click ability, you can actually zoom really fast with your fist. So you can actually double jump in the air and then zoom straight down onto someone, and it'll hit them, and then you can start your left click combo, which will finish off into an uppercut. So that's pretty cool, and you can do some juking left and right and stuff on him. And then whenever you play the rocker, I think this is probably the strongest kind of class. If he gets up in your face, he's going to do the most wrecking damage to you generally, if he's able to do all the combos. So he's going to be able to do the longest possible combo in the game with his left click. He does a ton of damage and like an AoE with his left click. And then he can also use his right click to do a medium range stun if he's able to aim it correctly, and then his special allows him to charge up a big AoE blast. So he's just kind of like a big, I'm going to hit lots of people in the middle, so you want to send him into the middle of everybody and just start wailing on everyone. The next one is the firefighter, and I think this is one of the funnest classes. She's kind of like your sniper. She can shoot a little artillery cannon from far away, and that's her right click. And then her left click is just she shoots out some water. And what this does is if they get close to you, then you can kind of push them back. She's going to be the slowest class in the game. She can't do any double jumps. But her special ability is she can put up this wall that people cannot actually come through. They cannot attack through it. So you can kind of put that up as a support or just to stand behind and snipe people. A really cool deal. And the final class that you can play is the Blitzer. And this is, guys, really like the hardest hitting guy in the game. He's good at breaking down people's defenses and getting past things. So he's also got a double jump, and what he's good at is he'll run up, and for your first left click attack, he kind of closes the distance, and he can just do boom, 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 big damage, but he attacks really slow, so you have to make sure that they don't juke you, otherwise you're going to be stuck trying to hit your combo and you're going to be missing them. And then he's also got one where he jumps up in the air and just body slams the ground. It's really cool as well. So you can do that, and then for his ultimate ability, if you charge that up, then you'll actually leap at them at a pretty decent distance, and it's basically another body slam, except it leaps out a long ways rather than just body slamming straight where you're at. Anyhow, it's cool to just kind of play with all these classes together and see how they work out. I'd say definitely check out the game. It's a bucket of fun and very silly, and it's just cool, easy to just jump in and just start playing around for a quick amount with your friends. If you guys want to see more about the game, you can check out a review at OnRPG.com. And if you want to see more stuff about Brawl Busters and other games like this, be sure to subscribe up top and like this video. This is ColbyCheeZe, guys. Peace out.